Number 21, Baltimore State taking on Florida International, the only team in Conference USA that they have yet to defeat. Here's Nico Riles. Baltimore State driving, and then he fumbles on the sack, picked up by Noah Curtis, and he's going to take this all the way for a 63-yard touchdown return on a fumble. Florida International takes an early 7-0 lead, and it looks like it's about to turn out just like the past two seasons have for Baltimore State. But here's Riles on a 3rd and 18, and he finds Javier Harewood up to the 11-yard line, and that would set up Riles on a 1st and 10 rolling right, and he's going to fit this in a tight window to Rayshon Griffin, who gets a foot down for the touchdown. So we're tied at 7. Second quarter now. Here's Maurice Alexander for Florida International trying to scramble, but he's finally brought down by Demerick Cole. FIU punted away. Later on, Baltimore State up 10-7. Here's Alexander, fumbles the ball himself, and it's picked up by Mike Vitito. And Vitito, the big guy, taking this all the way for a 59-yard fumble return. So earlier, FIU had a fumble return for a touchdown. Now Baltimore State has one, 17-7. Now third quarter, here's Riles. Throws left side, is caught by Jadarius Duncan, and Duncan takes this almost all the way, gets up to about the 28-yard line. That set up a Baltimore State field goal. Fourth quarter now, 4th and 9. Here's Alexander scrambling, and he's brought down for the sack. And later on, Baltimore State just had insult to injury. Miles Reed, a 1-yard touchdown. And Baltimore State would win this one 27-7. They improved to 9-1, 7-0 in the conference. And we'll talk about Conference USA in just a moment. We're going to take a look at the top 25 in the coaches poll, media poll, and BCS poll like we do every week. First things first, Ohio State knocks off Penn State 28-11 in a battle between number 2 and number 3. So Penn State moves down to number 8. Baltimore State now at number 17 in the coaches poll. And as you see, Oklahoma State loses, Iowa State loses, and a lot of shakeup in these polls this week. Penn State just moves down to 6th in the media poll. So at least in the media poll, they don't move down too far after losing to Ohio State. And Georgia loses the number 1 Auburn, so they move from 8 to 13 in the media poll. Baltimore State 17 also in the media poll as well. And looking at the BCS polls now, Auburn and Ohio State are 1 and 2 respectively. So if the season were to end today, that's who'd be playing for the national championship, obviously. And Baltimore State up to 18 now from 22 last week. So that's a pretty big improvement for the Stallions. Now we look at the Conference USA standings, and Baltimore State is a win and a Marshall loss away from clinching their 2nd straight East Division title in Conference USA. As for the West, it's a little more jumbled. Every team has a losing record in the West. So at least right now, Rice is in first place, but we'll have to see what happens over the next few weeks. Baltimore State takes on Florida Atlantic this week. The only way Florida Atlantic can win the division now, they have to win this week. They need Marshall to lose to Florida International. Then they have to beat Florida International, and then they need Baltimore State to beat Marshall, because then it would come down to head-to-head, and Florida Atlantic would obviously have the edge over Baltimore State, having beaten them. But we'll have to see what happens in this game. And Florida Atlantic boasts the best running back in the nation, arguably at least, in Devin Singletary. Singletary is expected to win the Heisman this year. He's the front runner right now. And Baltimore State's going to have their hands full trying to stop that man. But we'll have to see what happens in this game. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. The Florida Atlantic game should be up later on today. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, and whenever you're watching this video, get ready for the game. And I'm out of here. Deuces.